Ephesians chapter 5 and 11. And have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness, but rather reprove them. Second Corinthians chapter 6 verse 14. Be not unequally yoked together with unbelievers. For what fellowship hath righteousness with unrighteousness? And what communion has light with darkness? Ephesians chapter 6 verse 10. Finally, my brethren, be strong in the Lord, in Yah, and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of Yah, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickednesses in high places. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of Yah, or some would say Elohim or Elohim, that you may be able to withstand in the evil day, having done all to stand. Stand, therefore, having your loins girt about with truth, and having the breastplate of righteousness, and your feet shod with the preparation of the gospel of peace. Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked, and take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of Yah. He gave us his name, Yahudah, Yah's praise, or Israel, princes of Elohim, or Yah, or Elohim, praying always with all prayer and supplication in the Spirit, and watching thereunto with all perseverance and supplication for all saints. Also, Yahushua, which the world ignorantly calls Jesus, means Yah's salvation. Most of us whose ancestors came from the west coast of Africa or from the tribe of Yehudah, Israelites, princes of Elohim. And we came from the tribe of Yehudah, which is Yah's praise. That's why they changed our names. Yahushua, which the world ignorantly calls Jesus, means Yah's salvation. I'm going to go back to Ephesians 5 and 11. There's always a call unto repentance for forgiveness and remission of sins. John chapter 3, verse 20. Well, we'll start on 19. And this is the condemnation, that light is come into the world, and men loved darkness rather than the light, because their deeds were evil. Now we're just gonna, before I go to, for everyone that doeth evil hateth the light, neither cometh to the light, lest his deeds should be reproved. But he that doth truth cometh to the light, that his deeds may be made manifest, and that they are wrought in Yah. Now, I'm also going to go up to verse 17. For Yah sent not his Son into the world to condemn the world, but that the world through him might be saved. Now, we have to understand what the Son's name is. It's not Jesus, which means earth pig. All right. The Hebrew name is Yeshua. All right. Which means Yah salvation. All right. It says, for Yah sent not his Son, Yeshua, into the world to condemn the world, but that the world through him might be saved. He that believeth on him is not condemned. Okay. But he that believeth not is condemned already, because he has not believed in the name of the only begotten Son of Elohim, of Yah, which is Yahushua, Yah's salvation. Now, this brings us to the point of darkness. When we think of darkness, we think of absence of light. Okay? When there's absence of light, you can't see what you're doing. You could trip, you could stumble, you could fall, you could kill yourself. All right? We have this life. Okay? And when we speak about darkness, it's also lack of understanding. Darkness. All right? Clouded minds. All right? And even clouded judgment. All right? That happens as well. But we're speaking about darkness, misinformation, darkness. All right? But also wickedness, darkness. Okay? And it says, men loved darkness rather than light because their deeds were evil. I hope to present to you the love of the Most High and the benefits of repentance and the knowledge and understanding of love from the Most High and forgiveness from the Most High, the mercy of the Most High. All right. So this is always a call to repentance. So Exodus chapter 7, verse 10. And Moses and Aaron went unto Pharaoh, and they did so as Yah had commanded. And Aaron cast down his rod before Pharaoh and before his servants, and it became a serpent. So Aaron took his rod, cast it down before Pharaoh, and the stick, the large stick, like a cane, the rod became a serpent. Okay, done plainly in the sight of men. And then Pharaoh also called the wise men and the sorcerers, now the magicians of Egypt. They also did like manner with their enchantments, for they cast down every man his rod, and they became serpents. But Aaron's rod swallowed up their rods. Okay, so let's see here. I stepped out for a moment, so we're going to continue with the Pharaoh also called the wise men and the sorcerers, now the magicians of Egypt, that they also did in like manner with their enchantments. So For they cast down every man his rod, okay, and they became serpents. So here's the thing. The Most High took an inanimate, lifeless object, okay, and he made it come to life, and he turned it into a serpent. Now, Pharaoh, he called his magicians, his sorcerers, his wise men, and they did the same thing. But here's the thing. So they was trying to emulate and try to be the Most High Elohim of the Hebrews. Okay. Now, if we understand this story, the Most High ultimately destroyed Egypt for it to never to rise again to its past glory. Because the Most High, he loves us. He wants us to know we did not create ourselves. And despite all of our attempts to control his people by science and technology, the unfruitful works of darkness, they got technology now where they know what you're saying when you're saying it, knowing what you're thinking by the way you're breathing. They can attack your strengths and make you weak. They can divide a people based on what they know. They can turn a person that has a good heart into a real wicked person. Okay? And in these last days, what the Most High is stating, he's bringing plagues upon Babylon the same way he did in Egypt, and ultimately he's going to bring us out of this land. That is the prophecy. We speak about the unfruitful works of darkness. Unfruitful means unprofitable. So what they have built is going to be tore down. Okay? Unfruitful works is no profit. For what profit a man if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? Again, for what shall it profit a man if he gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his own soul? So that was Mark chapter 8, verses 36 to 37. Now, if we precept that with Ephesians 5 and verse 11, it says, and have no fellowship with the unfruitful works of darkness. See, the Most High wants to save our souls. He wants us to recognize that we are operating in darkness when we participate in certain secret organizations that don't want to come out and plainly state, hey, this is what we're doing to you. All right. We are physically, wirelessly, electronically agitating you. And the person that's receiving that type of torment, they can't see the people. So those people are working in darkness. And though they try so hard to control you, understand, if you oppress someone, when you oppress someone, you keep them down while you either maintain where you are or you are elevated in status because you are keeping more people down. All right. But the Most High says, all right, their works done in darkness is unfruitful. All right. And those of us that he wakes up to come to the light, he says, reprove them. Okay. So those of us who are in these secret organizations that's purposely trying to control other people's lives, this is a call to repentance. Because though they strive to affect the Ruach, the set apart spirit, the spirit that helps you, lead you into truth, all right, of the Mashiach, of the Messiah, Yahushua, as much as they tried to be the Elohim of Israel, the Most High is saying they're unfruitful, they're unprofitable. Again, unfruitful, unprofitable. We go back to Mark chapter 8, verse 35. For whosoever will save his soul, save his life, shall lose it. But whosoever shall lose it for my sake and the gospel's, the same shall save it. But then it goes on, verse 36, what shall it profit a man if he gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Profit, unfruitful. Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? Unfruitful works of darkness. We go back here to Exodus chapter 7 and verse 12. For they cast down every man his rod, and they became serpents. So they wanted to emulate, they wanted to be like the Most High. All right. But Aaron's rod swallowed up their rods. So if we look about now and we see the plagues coming upon Babylon, the Most High is breaking Babylon down. He's sending the plagues down to Babylon. They will be swallowed up. And the Most High knows everyone that's in those organizations that choose to be on the side of darkness. What will a man give in exchange for his soul? What profit a man to gain the whole world and lose his own soul? The unfruitful works of darkness, unprofitable works of darkness. May the Most High give a blessing to the hearers, the readers, and the doers of his holy word, to the praise of Yah's glory, through his precious son, Yahushua. Amen.